Chase probably gets more love than any other program in the world of points and miles. You hear people talk about Chase's trifecta, its travel portal, and also its partnership with the World of Hyatt. But is Chase actually the best? When it comes to the type of value you can get, the amount of points you can earn, and also the different options, Chase does not beat American Express, yet people will choose Chase cards over American Express cards. In this video, I'm going to go over why American Express is more valuable and why you should be using American Express cards over Chase cards. So to begin, you can earn more points with American Express than you can with Chase. American Express just has a lot more ways to rack up points than Chase does. When you compare the cards, American Express has stronger earner cards than Chase cards. If you look at a card like the American Express Gold card, this card gives you 4x back on dining and on groceries, and Chase does not have a card that rivals with it at all. In fact, Chase doesn't even have a good grocery earning card, so that category as a whole is barely even covered in Chase's ecosystem, except for some niche spots where the Chase Sapphire Preferred gives you it on online groceries, and then also the Aeroplan card, but that only earns you Aeroplan points as compared to transferable currencies. The Chase Sapphire Reserved earns just like the American Express Green card, and the American Express Green card is a lot cheaper to hold as compared to the Chase Sapphire Reserved, and the American Express Platinum card gets you 5x back on flights, booked directly with the airlines, and Chase doesn't have any card that can compete with that. But American Express doesn't just win with multipliers, they also win with welcome offers. Outside of the American Express Green card, American Express has stronger welcome offers than Chase does. The American Express Personal Platinum card consistently has over 100,000 point welcome offers. And the American Express Business Platinum card I've seen have over 200,000 point welcome offers, which is more than twice the amount that any Chase card offers. Now some people might argue that with Chase cards you can get the welcome offers more than once. With American Express, you technically are only supposed to get the welcome offers one time, but they have no lifetime language offers out there, and some people don't ever seem to be missing out on any of these offers. When it comes to earning points with their referrals, Chase usually has a higher cap as compared to what American Express offers. But where American Express wins over Chase when it comes to referrals is that if you happen to have the American Express Green, Gold, or Platinum card, you can refer to any of American Express cards. It doesn't need to only just be within that family. So if your spouse wants to get the Delta Business Gold card, you can still refer them even if you only have the American Express Green card. But if your spouse wants to get one of the United cards and you only happen to have the Chase Sapphire Reserved, well then you're out of luck with referrals. So Chase isn't bad with referrals, but it is better with American Express when it comes to the ability to be able to choose any card, because now there's a higher likelihood that if someone just wants to get an American Express card, that you're actually going to be able to get a referral bonus. And a couple of other key ways to rack up points that don't get talked about a lot in videos, however can end up being incredibly valuable and get you a ton of points, is going to be with offers and also shopping portals. There is absolutely no comparison between Chase offers and Amex offers. They're literally in different leagues. If you ever look at Chase offers, they tend to end up being pretty small and also have a low cap, but with American Express offers, they're actually worth pursuing and can earn you a decent amount of points. An example would be giving you 5,000 points after you spend $500 on a Delta gift card. If you already know that you're going to be flying with Delta, then why not just buy a Delta gift card and then get yourself an additional 5,000 points with this Amex offer? I've seen so many different valuable offers, and some people are able to take advantage of this offer so well that it ends up covering their annual fee. The odds of being able to do that with the Chase Sapphire Reserved is pretty much non-existent. And when it comes to shopping portals, if you want points, Rakuten is the best. They are constantly putting out triple point bonuses. So something that would normally end up being 5x back ends up being 15x back for a couple days. The last time I purchased contacts, I got 20% back on my purchase. And every time I book a tour through Viator, I always go through Rakuten and I'll get myself somewhere between 10, 15, or even 20%. Chase has a shopping portal, but I bet you that there's a lot of people who are watching this video who have a Chase card who's never even looked at Chase's shopping portal. At least with Rakuten, you could have the excuse that you didn't know that Rakuten was partnered with American Express and can turn that cash back into being membership reward points. But with Chase, it's an option that pops up every time that you log into your account and you don't even realize it. Now, if you don't already have a Rakuten account and you want to start earning membership reward points on your online shopping, then check my link in the description box to be able to sign up. If you do end up using my link, you can get $30 back on your first $30 purchase. And then after that, all the cash back that you're going to get is going to be membership reward points when you end up linking your American Express card to your Rakuten account. And the shopping portal is super easy. You can either go through the app and go to the website that you are already shopping at, or you can have an extension on Chrome, and then when you go to a website that is linked to Rakuten, you just click on the Rakuten button, and then you get to earn additional cash back or membership reward points. You don't have to do any extra shopping, you just do your normal shopping and you earn points. How great is that? And if you do decide to use my link, it does really help out the channel, and I'm incredibly thankful for anyone who supports. Now, one of the places that Chase does shine over American Express is going to be the annual fees. American Express has some really high annual fees. With Chase, you can use their program and not really have to pay a ton of annual fees and still get a lot of benefit from it. But with American Express, you are going to have to pay a decent amount of annual fees to get the full benefits from it. And I think this ends up being one of the big reasons why a lot of people also love Chase over American Express. But one of the great things that American Express has done in the last few years, mainly here in the US, has been offering different credits to help offset the annual fee. And I know not everyone is happy with this and they call it like a coupon book, but imagine if you had to use the American Express Platinum card and it didn't have any type of credits attached to it. From what I've heard from some different places around the world that offer American Express cards, like in Mexico and different places in Europe, that you can get the American Express Platinum card, but there's gonna pretty much be no credits attached to it. So imagine having to pay a $700 annual fee just to have that Platinum card. So us as Americans should be thankful that we get all of these credits, and if we take advantage of these credits, we can really either reduce or completely eliminate the annual fee. And I actually think that it's easier to do with American Express cards as compared to Chase cards. So it's clear that American Express is better on the earning side. But what about the redeeming side? This is where a lot of people run into issues. People don't tend to have a problem with using the card and racking up points, but when it comes to redeeming those points, people tend to have challenges with that, especially when it comes to getting good value. With Chase, it's easy. If you just want to do it a basic way through travel, then you could just either use your Chase Sapphire Preferred or your Chase Sapphire Reserved through the travel portal and get yourself either a 25% or 50% boost on your points at being valued at 1 cent per point. So if you happen to have 100,000 Chase Ultimate Reward points, if you're redeeming through the travel portal with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you'd get $1,250 in travel value. And if you did it with the Reserved, you get $1,500 in travel value. With American Express, you can kind of do it with some of their cards, like with the American Express Business Platinum card. You could use it through the travel portal and get yourself a similar rate as you could with the Chase Sapphire Reserved, but it is a little bit more specific. And then also with the Charles Schwab card, you could cash it out and get yourself better value than what you could with Chase, but again, it's a little bit more specific on how to be able to do that. So when it comes to easily redeeming your points, Chase definitely wins there. But does Chase give you more value when you're trying to maximize your points? The answer to that is no. So even if you happen to have an equal amount of Chase Ultimate Reward points and American Express membership reward points, it's more likely that you will get yourself better value with your American Express points as compared to your Chase points if you actually know what you're doing with your points. And there's a few different reasons for this. One of the biggest ones is that Chase doesn't have as many or as good as transfer partners as American Express. Now I know that many of the popular transfer partners overlap, but the ones that don't, they're better on the American Express side as compared to the Chase side. Yes, Chase does have Hyatt. Hyatt is a fan favorite to a lot of people. I myself am a Hyatt fanboy, and Hyatt is a very easy transfer partner that you can grab your Chase Ultimate Reward points to, transfer over to Hyatt, and usually get yourself good value for your points. With a lot of the hotels with Hyatt, you can get around 2 cents per point with a redemption as compared to if you are someone who's trying to redeem with an airline, it may be harder to find over 2 cents per point. But I will say this about Hyatt, it is getting worse and worse each year as a transfer partner. Hyatt used to be very easy to just transfer over your Chase Ultimate Reward points to and then get 2 cents per point in value. That isn't the case anymore. There are a lot of instances where it would make more sense just to use Chase's travel portal with your Chase Sapphire Reserved or transfer over to your Aeroplan card as compared to transferring over your Chase Ultimate Reward points over to your World of Hyatt account to make an award booking. Because of Hyatt's yearly category changes to their properties, I've noticed from searching that there are many properties that are Category 5 that would cost 20,000 points to stay at that are listed when it comes to cash costs around $300 a night. So while you are getting more than 1 cent per point, this is less than the 2 cents per point that Hyatt used to be able to easily get years ago. And many of them will end up being under $300 per night, which would mean that it would make more sense to just grab onto your Chase Ultimate Reward points and redeem them through Chase's travel portal with your Chase Sapphire Reserve card. Hyatt is getting worse and worse when it comes to the value of their points. And if you think that I'm lying, go to the website and choose a random Category 5 property and let me know if you're going to end up getting over 2 cents per point in value for that redemption, or if it would make more sense to grab onto your Chase Ultimate Reward points and redeem them through your travel portal with your Chase Sapphire Reserve. I bet you that if you choose a random property, it's going to end up being the Chase Sapphire Reserve that's going to be a better option. Now obviously if you choose a specific category like the Park Hyatt in Kyoto, sure, if you can find award availability to stay there, then you are going to be getting yourself well above the 2 cents per point in value for that redemption. But with Hyatt, it didn't used to be that you had to choose the Park Hyatt in Kyoto to get yourself good value. It used to be that you could just randomly choose a property, and if you transfer over your Chase Ultimate Reward points to your Hyatt account, you get 2 cents per point or above on a high percentage of the properties that you chose. This isn't the case anymore. But outside of Hyatt, who is Chase's specialty transfer partner that they have that American Express doesn't have? Southwest? No, because it doesn't make any sense to transfer over your Ultimate Reward points to your Southwest account, because if you have the Sapphire Reserved or the Sapphire Preferred, you can just get the same value and earn points when you end up booking through Chase's travel portal. IHG? IHG is not a bad program, but when it comes to transfer partners, they're probably the worst transfer partner due to the value of your Chase Ultimate Reward points versus your IHG points. Who is it? United? I've had a love-hate relationship with United. In the beginning, when I first got into points and miles, I really liked United. And then I started to dislike them, and then I started to hate them after they did some big devaluations. But in the last 3 months, I've grown to kind of like them again. But even though now I don't mind United as a program, they're not one that I would say that you would transfer over your Chase Ultimate Reward points to. Because in many instances, for the award bookings that you would want to book with United, you're going to end up seeing a much better deal with Aeroplan, which is also a transfer partner of Chase. And most of the times, the ones that you can't book with Aeroplan, that you can only book with United, are not going to be worth transferring over your Chase Ultimate Reward points to, because the amount of United miles just end up being so high as compared to the cash costs. This isn't the case every time, but it's the case more often than not. When you compare this to the transfer partners that American Express has that Chase doesn't have, American Express has better transfer partners, and some of their transfer partners are even getting better. What I mean by that is you look at something like Hyatt that is devaluing at a rapid speed. Well, Hilton over the last year has actually become better than it was 2 years ago. They completely revamped their cards and have become better cards for people who actually like to stay at Hilton properties. And also they added in SLH properties, which end up being really nice, luxurious properties, and the price points that they have them listed at are not outrageous. So you can book these solid new properties at a cheap price, and in some instances, actually cheaper than what Hyatt is charging for the exact same property from their partnership or their acquisition from Mr. and Mrs. Smith. That ends up being a terrible redemption for us on the Hyatt side. And while Hilton doesn't have the best transfer ratio with American Express, they do have transfer bonuses frequently, and American Express as a whole has more transfer bonuses than any other program out there. So if you want to get a 20% or 30% boost with your points, you have better odds of doing that with American Express as compared to Chase. But let's look at some of the transfer partners that American Express has that Chase doesn't have. Cathay Pacific. Cathay Pacific is a solid transfer partner. If you want to fly over to Hong Kong, Japan, or London, Cathay Pacific is going to either have the best deal or they're going to have the easiest way to be able to find award availability in a premium cabin. ANA. Now, ANA is a good program, but their website is super clunky. So while they do have some good award deals, it can end up being difficult to navigate through their website to find these deals. Delta is a big name, but it's pretty much the Southwest of American Express, so you don't really want to transfer to them. Avianca is a program that I'm not so fond of, but there's a lot of people who love Avianca as a program and get really good value from them. How about Etihad? Now, Etihad has what I would consider a bunch of reasonable deals when it comes to booking business class, transcontinental, either with American Airlines or JetBlue. And if you can take advantage of a transfer bonus with it as well, that ends up being a super solid deal. And when it comes to booking ultra aspirational flights, there isn't many other programs out there that have a better premium product than Etihad's first class. What about Qantas? Now, Qantas isn't the greatest program, but there are some instances where Qantas miles are the cheapest option out there. And also, if you want to fly over to Australia, there's going to end up being way more availability to get over to Australia with Qantas miles as compared to the options that you would have with your Chase Ultimate Reward points. And the last one I'm going to name is going to be Hawaiian. Hawaiian has been my favorite transfer partner over the last 6 months with American Express because of their backdoor way to be able to convert your membership reward points into being Alaskan Airlines miles. Alaskan Airlines miles are one of the best and strongest miles in the points and miles world. So if you were to give me 300,000 points either with American Express or Chase, I could get way more value with American Express than I could with Chase. And this isn't even about cents per point. The fact that I just get way more options with American Express will allow me to be able to book so many more deals that are out there as compared to what I could with Chase points. I told myself that this year, I'm going to be transferring over less of my Chase Ultimate Reward points to my World of Hyatt account because of how much of the value of Hyatt points have dropped. So what am I getting that's better with Chase? The only thing that I find better with Chase is going to be Aeroplan. Now, Aeroplan is also a transfer partner of American Express, but something that Chase does with Aeroplan that doesn't seem American Express or other banks are doing is going to be that Chase has a transfer bonus with Aeroplan at least one time a year. Only other bank that kind of does it is Bilt Rewards, but they kind of work off of different rules. And the Aeroplan transfer bonus can end up being either 20%, or if you happen to have the Aeroplan card, 30%, and Aeroplan miles are right up there with American Airlines miles and Alaskan Airlines miles when it comes to being programs, again, are giving you really good value. So being able to get a 30% transfer bonus over to my Aeroplan account with my Chase Ultra Reward points sometime throughout the year is really valuable to me. I think it's the most valuable thing about Chase right now. But as you can see, not only can you earn more points with American Express, you can also redeem them more ways and get yourself more value. So why does everyone love Chase so much? You want to know what it is? It's because of simplicity. Transfer partners is a complicated part of the points and miles game, and most people don't want to have to learn all that to be able to redeem their points. So if they do need to do a transfer partner, it ends up being something as simple as just transferring over to Hyatt, where it used to be that most of the time you could see you could get yourself near about 2 cents per point in value. Well, that is really easy as compared to trying to find a first class flight with Lufthansa. But to learn how to redeem points with American Express for good value, you do have to put in some work. And most people just don't want to put in any work. So if you are willing to put in the work, you will see that American Express is going to be earning you more points and you're going to get yourself more value with your American Express cards. So start focusing on American Express over Chase and you will see that they are the best program in the world. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section down below, what are your thoughts about American Express versus Chase? Are you someone who sees that American Express is way more valuable, or do you value simplicity and that's the reason why you decide to go with your Chase cards instead? Now, if you happen to have any questions, you can drop it down in the comment section down below. I'll do the best I can to answer it. If you happen to be interested in any cards, check out my links in the description box to learn more. If you do decide to use any of my links, it does really help out the channel, and I'll be incredibly thankful for your support. If you want to become a points and miles booking expert, go to Points Travel 101 to purchase my course. After completing my course, you will feel confident with booking business and first class flights all over the world. If you happen to really like this video, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this video, and have a beautiful rest of your day.